We're live for another episode of RotoFest Detail Memoirs. I'm Jody.
And I'm Rod Pusey. And today I'm playing the part of Daryl's little brother. I didn't want to be the only guy in the room without gray facial hair. So.
Yeah, because you got none on top.
That's right. So I brought in a strap-on today for the show.
Next question, please.
I love it. I think it's a great imitation. It's like Thanos Jr.
Yeah, but Big D and a strap-on just doesn't add up.
Oh, man. Well, welcome to another episode of RotoFest Detail Memoirs. It is the place where we explore the movers, the shakers of the industry. We explore the chronicles of detailers and their attempt to grow and build their business when they're working with chaos.
Hey, we're having fun today. So, as always,
hot over here.
Sponsored by RotoFest, and we're software that drives your business. And we're going to talk today a lot about a bunch of different things. One of the big topics we want to talk about is Southern Detailers Conference.
So, and we have the organizer, the creator, the big brain behind this great idea. So, Big D, welcome.
Thanks, guys. How are you? I know Rod's good.
We're lovely, man.
We're lovely.
We're just having fun.
That's what it's all about. I got word today. I got good news earlier today. The Hilton says we've only got 25 rooms left out of 75 with them. So that really makes me happy. Once we fill those up, of course, the Hyatt is available too. So that was good news this morning from Denise when she walked in and told me that. Last night we had another, I think, 10 manufacturers get in touch with us that are wanting to set up. We have 20 booths, I think, left. That is, I'm looking for my little floor plan. I don't know where it's. I wanted to show you the floor plan. This is the new up-to-date one, which you can go online and look at this. But you see all those red squares?
Yep.
It's gonna be a packed house.
That's really good. It is. I want to talk a little bit about everything going on with this show, but I got mentioned something this weekend from another detailer about SEMA and MTE. This is not a cut to either one of them. This is more support for the detailer and them as well. My comments and my thoughts on MTE was my first one this year, last month, and I loved it. I thought it was really good. I had a good time because I got to see all of you all. And to me, that's a lot of fun with me. But that show I felt was mainly PDR. It's a lot of PDR there. And I think that's a killer show for the PDR people. As far as detailers, again, that's why I kind of created this 2 years ago, was the detailer in mind by the detailer. I feel that we really needed this. The East Coast and this area, there's so many amazing detailers, and I really, really just wanted to bring this here for the people that don't get to go to SEMA or even get to go to Orlando. I mean, this is for the detailer. This is something that I feel is different. It's beneficial. Not only do you have the biggest manufacturers want to be here, but you actually get to go and do a one-on-one training with them. I'm going to use Justin because he always pops in my head with Buff and Shine. Getting to spend an hour with him on a car and going over pads, the different cutting pads he does and that Buff and Shine offers. I just think that's so invaluable to me. I mean, when you're at SEMA or MTE, you don't get that much time. You all have seen that. I mean, how crazy was it me trying to get with you in 3 days? I couldn't do it. I mean, I was
there. And even at MTE, SEMA's even worse. SEMA's like the shiny thing on the wall. Every time you turn around, there's some other event going on. And
that's not counting his head.
Yeah, that's not even counting my head.
Well, SEMA's a lot of fun, but it's a lot to see. I mean, we all know that. You've seen it. But you don't get that long conversation, that longevity there. You don't have that. And that's why I wanted to put the product in your hand, the manufacturer in front of you, so you get that one-on-one. somebody asked me something on Facebook the other day, what's the difference between us and MTE or SEMA? And I had to think about that for a second, but it's more one-on-one. You get that interaction. You can walk up to the booth and say, hey, what's this pad? Tell me about this pad. Well, hey, are you in our class? Yes, I'm taking your 10:30 class this morning. I'm going to show you what this pad does. I'm going to show you the difference in this pad. And you get to go back there and you get to put it on a buffer and you get to put it on a car and you get to see what it does. To me, that's the most important part. It's the one-on-one part of this. I keep asking myself, how am I doing this, or why am I doing this? And it's the text messages and the phone calls I get every night from detailers that are so excited to come. There's one detailer up in Michigan. I'm not going to, well, I'll tell you his name. He's a good friend of mine. I have never met him. We've met on Facebook and we've met through just going back and forth with each other. And he's coming this year. He's got a shop up in Michigan. He struggles just like the rest of us. And I try my best to be a mentor to him and to help him. And he told me last night that he's coming. He's got his hotel room. He's coming. And the one thing he said, I can't wait to meet Rennie. I'm like, he's fine, whatever. But, to see that and to hear that, that means more to me than anything. You got a detailer that's never got to go to SEMA. He's never got to go to MTE. And he gets to come and meet all of his heroes. He gets to see all the products he doesn't get to see. Yeah. And I wish I could get everybody in the United States to understand that. I'm not doing this for me. That's the God's honest truth. This isn't for me. This is for the industry. This is for the do-it-yourselfer, the pro, the master. This is everything for them. Because I honestly, truly, in my heart, feel everybody can learn. You can always learn something new every day. I don't care how good you are or what you're doing. You can always learn something new every day. And that's what this is about. And you both know that. We've had heart-to-heart talks, the three of us, and I'm so excited for it, but I'm scared.
Yeah. I don't know why, because it's like all of a sudden, because I remember when you first started doing this and you're sending out the invites and they're like, man, are people going to come? And I'm like, no, trust me, it's going to come. And all of a sudden, that little white sheet that you have with your map, all of a sudden it's bleeding.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest difference there is just what you said. MTE is great. And I've gone to MTE. The first time I went to MTE was 2008. And in what I would describe 2008 MTE is a drunken PDR brawl. It was fun. It was fun. I came out of it alive.
Missed that one this year.
Unscathed. I think I lost a few articles of clothing, but I was unscathed.
Okay.
But it is morphed and it is better.
Evolved.
It is much better. But what you're doing is specifically for detailing. And out of the 2,000 entrants or 2,000 people that go to MTE, the percentage of those that are detailers is pretty small.
It is very small.
To the PDR Olympics and all the other stuff in there. So what you're doing, I think, is great because it highlights the industry of detailing specifically. It doesn't bring into it and there's nothing wrong with PDR guys. There's a lot of people out there that have PDR as an offering in their shop. It's just that this is specific, and I think it's going to be very unique because, like you said, if you go to even looking at our stuff, if people at SEMA or MTE come in, they don't have time to stop and look at software. But for the Southern Detailers Conference, we have a booth set up, and people can go test drive it. They'll be able to sit down and run through it and go do whatever they want to do. And it's giving them an ability to do that with every product out there.
I counted the booths at MTE for detailers, and if I'm not mistaken, I think there was 26 booths that were detail related out of 100 and something. I can't remember exact total booths they had. It was a 25,000 square foot conference center that they were in. And I did my research on that too while I was there when I got home, because I wanted to kind of see. And this is 35,000 square feet with 12,000 that being the training section. And we have 107 booths that are almost full. And I just got a phone call last night that there might be a big tractor trailer coming in. I don't know the product yet. I'm not allowed to say that, but they're wanting to come in and take that back wall. And it's going to be 107 booths. 107
awesome.
Booths that are all detail related. Nothing else.
Yeah, year two.
Year two. And that's something else. I keep getting asked, how many people are you expecting? I want 10,000 here. I don't know that. But I know last year with 11 manufacturers, 12 if you count IDA in there, we had 200 some people walk through the door of my shop, and my shop is right at 16,000 square feet. So I'm very, very happy with what this is doing. Again, 107 booths.
Yep, that's fantastic. And it, you know, that is, to me, they need things all over. They give us, for the last whatever 10 years, they've given us surveys. What do we need to do? What do we need to change? You know, at MT or different events that we go to. And this is what I think the industry needs, is different events in different parts of the country. I've always thought there should have been an MTE like conference in California. You know, put it over there, put it over here, put it up, you know, put it up somewhere in Michigan or Maine or up towards somewhere. They need to move it around, because you get the same people from the same area. If you put it in Las Vegas, you get a certain number of people. If you put it over in Florida, you get a certain number of people. But there's people that won't travel all the way across the country. I mean,
You're right.
and I think that it's important to have different events that people can go to, because then they can pick and choose. If I got 5 events a year and I can pick and choose, I'm going to go, well, I'm going to go to these 3 because those are the most relevant.
And that's something else with, and I want to go back to what you just said, but that's most detailers, they pick out the 3 biggest events they want to go to the year that they can afford, and that's easy for them to close down their shop for a week or 4 days. But you said something a while ago about a survey. We've done that. IDA is going to do a meet and greet Friday night. That is at the hotel. It's a little room downstairs at the hotel there that they'll be having a meet and greet there. That holds about 300 people. And then right beside of that is the Big Blue Martini, which is like a big patio bar looking right in the middle of downtown Lexington. We've also got 2 classroom settings beside the training session that I don't want to forget about. One will be for CD and SP testing for the IDA. So I'm hugely happy about that, because you get to come and take your test and you get to be a part of the IDA. I'm a big IDA supporter and I love what it does. The second classroom, I'm kind of excited about this. Ray Duran asked me about a classroom setting. 1, so he can talk about transparent. And 2, you know, I wanted to know what everybody was looking for. And the one big thing I've been told and asked about are the ladies in the industry. So we are having a ladies seminar, and we're also going to do a ladies retreat that weekend. I'm not going to forget the women. I ain't going to forget all the wives, girlfriends, mamas, whoever is coming. So you're going to have a round table, hopefully with Jennifer Turcotte, Maria, Oscar Hernandez's woman. Marcella, which is Chris Williams' girlfriend too. Vicky, my CFO. Kelly Mankin is going to be in there. And Lisa Weiner, Bob's wife. I'm going to ask all these ladies to sit at a round table. And it's not so much of, I don't even know how I want to discuss this, but it's going to be more of, how do you handle being a girlfriend? How do you handle being the CFO? How do you handle running your company? And I want all these ladies, guys can go in too if you want to take that class. But it's going to be dedicated to the women and to the ladies, so they can kind of hear, you know, the different outlooks from the CFO, a detailer, a girlfriend. You know, and Maria's getting ready to take her testing with Rennie next couple months. So she's going to be pretty badass with that. She might be.
She already is. So
I think she could be.
It's a support group. How do you deal with you know, I've been with a detailer for 15 years, you know.
And Vicky, how do you put up with Big D? She prays. She drinks a lot.
She drinks. These are the reason I drink.
But you know what? That's the thing I was looking at. And then we're having a women's retreat. Denise is trying to put something together for a brunch, a wine tasting, some kind of painting thing. We don't want the women to not feel welcome. We want you here. We want you to come and say, oh my God, we had so much fun. So that's one of the parts with the classroom. The other classroom part will be, I think Justin's going to be teaching something on packaging 101. I can't remember exactly what he said. Oscar Hernandez, myself, and Paul Fresco are going to be doing a community outreach program. So we can kind of talk to you about community outreach and what's going on in your community, how you can get more involved. That's one thing I do believe a whole lot of. You should be in your community and you should be giving back 10 million times too. So that's exciting about that. Saturday night, I'm super excited because you all know as well as I do, when you go to these events, the best part is getting to hang out. Once the show's over and you go to a bar or a restaurant, that's the best part ever. If you want to get to know Rennie Doyle, sit down with him and have a cigar with him, because I promise you, you're going to be blown away. He's not what you're visioning, not in a bad way, but it's just he's a down-to-earth guy. Jim Grogan, president of the Mafia, coming up this year. I've never really got to have a conversation with him. We sat beside each other, well, with me and Sydney and him, and I had the best time that Saturday night, having a beer and just talking to him. I got to hear about his business, about what he does, how long he's been doing it, and that was fascinating. So Saturday night, we're going to have a cocktail hour for about an hour, and then we're having a sit-down dinner, which is all Kentucky-based food, a lot of bourbon. I don't know what else is in there, but the girls have picked out all the food. We have
you're going to need it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Yeah. We've got a couple comedians set up that night, and then we're also going to do something different. We're going to give away some awards. I want to recognize people in the industry. The Southern Detailers Conference, I hope this will go on for another 60 years, even when I'm gone. But I want to recognize detailers in the industry. I want to recognize manufacturers in the industry. Sitting at MTE with you guys, I love the awards that night at IDA.
Yeah.
Getting to see the recognition, whether you won or not, you were nominated. So, there it is. Yeah. Mine's up front. I'll gladly take you up there and show you what we won. It was 2019 Detail Shop of the Year, just in case you didn't know.
Just in case we forgot about that. We didn't forget
Just
about it.
Make sure that that's out there.
I think 2019 was the year of Big D, is what they're going to call it. I think in China it was the year of the rat. In the United States, it was the year of Big D.
We talked about that the other day. We won our award here in Lexington, and then I won Mr. GP, Detail Shop of the Year. It's been an amazing year. And
if you see my calendar, 2019 had a little goatee.
Yeah, you spread it out. So.
That's right. Jody and I were like a Big D. You won our heart.
I did. I fell in love with you guys at SEMA. You're my boys now. I love you both, and I love what you do, and I love what you do for the industry. And without you, we'd be missing a huge part of it. And I want to make sure you all know that. I want to make sure everybody knows that. But as far as the SDC, guys, I'm so excited. We need you to get registered. Classes have not been formed yet. I think Vicky's got a couple more weeks, and booth rental will close. We've got a feeling we'll be sold out by the first week of March. All the booths should be gone. We actually have a list of, there's 24 vendors that are wanting to get in, and we have about 20 booths left. So if you want a booth,
hurry,
because you're going to be on a waiting list. And I
don't want you to miss. We got in. And you know what?
Ta-da!
We're golden. We are golden, brother.
I love you. You're a gold sponsor. We love you for that. And I cannot forget my diamond sponsor. I want to talk about John Bell too.
Yeah, let's talk about him.
You know what? This man, I'm sure he probably regrets meeting me, but I want to talk about John Bell and Brendan with Pro Products. I got introduced to them from my big brother, Bob. And when you put me and Mob buyers together, better pray a little hard because we're probably going to do something crazy. But he introduced me to him, and they became the diamond sponsor for us this year, and we are absolutely thrilled to have him. We've got some special stuff going to be done that weekend for him that we're not telling anybody about, but when you walk into the show, you're going to love it. There's a big atrium. That's something else. I'm going to try to post that this afternoon. I don't get off track here, but there's going to be a big atrium that's going to have some of the baddest cars you've ever seen in this atrium when you walk in. And we want to surprise him, but I can't thank John Bell enough for stepping up. And there was 4 or 5 guys that were interested in being the diamond sponsor, and he was the first one that signed the contract and wrote us a check. And I cannot thank him enough for that. He's become a very good friend of mine. We get a Skype at least once or twice a week, and I always try to make him laugh. I'm sure he gets aggravated, but I love John Bell and Pro Products, and I'm very grateful for that. But I will not forget to mention Pro Products. And we've got several. I don't remember who all the gold sponsors. Vicky does all that. So we've got gold, platinum, and silver sponsors, and you guys are our gold sponsor, and we're very grateful for you too. But what else? Hang on, I got to go back over where we were. We went from Saturday night. After the award ceremony, we're going to do a bar crawl. We're going to go out and do a bar crawl in Lexington. Everything is in one little area right there. So, and something else I don't want to forget. I'm getting too excited. The Hilton and the Hyatt are literally 50 yards apart. They sit catty corner to each other. And the convention center is literally 30 yards from both hotels. You can walk through the tunnel and come down. You can walk across the street to it. We will be sending out a map where you can park, where you're going to get to unload on Friday. But I keep going back to what me and Robert were just saying. My second year, There's no way in the world I would have thought we would have sold this out in our second year. And I know it's a big risk to take from a manufacturer, but I take risk every day. And you got to have faith, and you got to believe in your product, and you got to believe in somebody else's dream. And this was my dream 2 years ago. And now look at it. I mean, this has the potential to be as big as SEMA in the next 3 years. Lexington Convention Center is being completely remodeled. I encourage everybody to go up to the second floor and look at the model. It is huge. Next year we will be in a state of the art. There's 30,000 square foot spaces to rent. It's all state of the art. The lighting, the sound, everything is amazing. But they're redoing the whole convention center for us, and I would love to see that full next year. Have all the SEMA people that go there to come here with us. And that's what my goal. That's my dream. That's my goal, and that's what I'm going to do. And you know, I have to talk about Mr. Lobato. He is my mentor. He is my little brother, but I look up to him a lot. There he is. That's my boy right there. I give him a lot of credit. He doesn't take it. We talked about that before. He doesn't take it. But he created Big D. He's the one that guided me and told me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And I sit back and listen. And there's sometimes I wanted to kill him, snap his little neck, but I didn't. He knows how to box and some shit, and I'm fat, not gonna run. Yeah. But I gotta give him credit. He's
I'm old school like that. The knuckles forward.
Take him up. But he's a boxer. I mean, that's what he did.
Yeah. No. That's no joke.
Golden gloves and stuff. I mean, he's pretty bad. Yeah. You know, I want to give him credit for this, and he is my co-producer of the event. He has been everything to us. He's been very helpful with me. He's got a lot of people involved. He's given me names, connections, and pointed me in the right direction. And don't forget, his grand opening is next month for the new J&M show.
And if you're able to go to that, go to his shop. Is very, very, very impressive. And Justin's just, I mean, he's a good ambassador like you to the entire industry.
Yeah.
He's just straightforward guy, above board, and a great ambassador to the industry.
Justin is, I look at Justin as one of the new faces in the industry. I've been doing this for almost 15 years, 18 years. And everybody's like, where'd you come from? Just detailing and sitting back watching. You know, I don't know. I didn't feel like I needed to do that. And I always go back to what Rennie says at the end of his training with you. In your 5-day training with Rennie, at the end of his marketing and the end of his day, he usually looks at you and says, what are you doing to help the industry? How are you changing the industry? Well, this is what I'm doing to help and change the industry, because I feel that we need this. I don't want to ever make anybody feel bad, but you know, there's some guys here in this area, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, they can't afford to shut their shop down for a week and go to SEMA.
No.
You can't do it. And I've been there. I mean, trust me, I'm like, how am I going to pay for this? What am I going to do? And that's why this is for them. This is for that detailer. I want everybody. I told a guy last night, he said, man, I might not be able to pay you until I get there. I'm like, I don't care. Get signed up. I'll work it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
If you can't afford to come, I'll make it affordable. I'll figure out a way to do it. I don't want anybody to miss this. I want everybody here. I'm excited about it. I mean, every day me and Vicky are like, ooh, did you see that? Did you see who signed up? So we get pretty excited about that. And I got to give credit to also my hitman, Chris Woolman. He is the one that does all the layout for me because I don't have time. He's doing all the little ads that say Flex and Zenware, you know, they've signed on with their booth. So he does all that. And he's been a huge, huge help to me. And I love my hitman. He's my favorite hit. And, you know, last weekend I was in the frozen tundra of Stanley, Wisconsin, seeing my little brother.
It wasn't even that cold. I mean, come on, man.
It was cold. It was really cold.
Dude.
I stepped off the plane Thursday and it was like -10. Who does that?
Well, they were milking cows and it was coming out like ice cream.
I got to tell you about the cow story too. That's bad. But I did go see my little brother, Mike Carlin. I met him at SEMA, and he has become my little brother. I love him dearly, and I want to go see his new shop. And his shop it's awesome. He's got a brand new shop that he's built. I love what he did. He thought about it. He put some thought into it. And the reason I'm telling you about that is he asked me to be his mentor. And I want to talk about that real quick, too, before we leave. We're not going to get off the SDC subject, but I want to talk about a mentor. If you're a mentor and you're coming to the SDC, I want to see each and one of you walk up to somebody that's new, whatever, and ask them how you can help them. I want everybody, mafia, whoever you are. If you're in Texas and you've been doing this for 400 years, I want to see you here, and I want to see you walk up to a detailer and say, how can I help you? What can I do to help you? What can I do to make your business better? That's what a mentor is to me. And he asked me at Seaman to be his mentor. Don't know why. Been doing it for 15 years. But I went to go see him, and I want to talk about him, that what he's doing and how much he's got involved with the IDA this week. I think he's taking his testing. I think he's 4 for 4 so far. So we're hoping he passes his CD, which I know he will. But, you know, a mentor part in doing the STC Detail Lex. I have my Angel Wax line. I have a T-shirt line. I find time to mentor, and I think everybody should. My mentor, Justin Rennie, and my main mentor is Bill Quinn. And trust me, Daddy Bill can be harsh. He can ride you. He can tell you like it is, but he's good. And I just want everybody, you too, you've been to Air Force One, you see detailers every day. You too should be mentoring. You should be reaching out and asking, how can I help you? I know the product that you offer was Zenware, which is one of the best. And I think you should be reaching out too and saying, how can we make you better? How can we make the industry stronger? How long you been in this industry? I'm gonna ask you guys.
7 years, 10 years.
2009.
How much has it changed in the last 10 years?
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
it's night and day.
I
It's
have
night
gray
and
hair
day.
now.
Yeah, it's
You too.
Yeah.
Put in there. Yeah, John David put most of those there, but we can,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I want that. You guys send me
night
that.
day. I mean, it is
Good.
totally evolved.
yeah.
Into
Why do you think it?
really
Why do you think it
maturing.
changed?
Everything about it. I mean, 10 years ago, it was very gypsy. I mean, there were lots of mobile guys, both on the PDR and the detailing side. And it's really evolved into, guys with nice shops, nice marketing programs. They have, they're focused on building a business. They're getting engaged in their community. I mean, I look at what Oscar Hernandez does in his community with the chamber there and what he's doing with autism. We're going to be out at his location for the detailer for autism. And you know what? That's really what it's about. What kind of impact are you having on the industry? And I think as people's businesses have matured and as they have matured as business owners, now they have the freedom to be able to do those kind of things because their businesses have grown to the point where they can do that.
Right.
And information is freely flowing. I mean, the whole reason we started this whole podcast was to elevate the industry. I don't know what number we're on right now, but
like 50. I think this is our 57th episode.
57 episodes. There was something on a forum the other day, and somebody's like, "Hey, I look at a lot of YouTube stuff, but where can I find out guys that know how to detail?" I was like, "Dude, go sign up for our YouTube channel, subscribe to it." There's 57 episodes of this thing that have everybody. I mean, if you want to talk to Justin Lobato, go watch an episode of our stuff. You want to talk to Big D, you want to talk to Rennie. I mean, everybody's on there and get connected to them, and you're going to hear how they started and where they came from. And I think that's the cool thing about the podcast that we do. It's like, how did you start? Where did you come from? And how did you navigate through all that stuff? And to help people out, I think one of the smartest things I've seen people do, and Rennie talks about it all the time, is he says, it took me 40 years to get here. It doesn't need to take you 40 years. And he wants people to get to where he's at and go beyond that in a shorter period of time. And I think that attitude in general is what's changed the industry.
Yes.
You know that in the last year, just from what you said, and a couple of names has come up to me. Oscar Hernandez, if I could get every detailer in the United States to watch his podcast, his webinar he did for the Mafia, you would change your whole outlook on detailing and being involved in your community. I was never so impressed by somebody that, you have this vision of what they do, but to hear him break it down and tell you what he done for his chamber, his community, the autism, I was blown away by that. I mean, and I love that. Kyle Clark, met him a couple of years ago. He's become a big brother to me. I'm older than him, but he's become a big brother. He's one of the best out on the West Coast. Sean, I never say Sean's last name. I never say that. Yeah, I always mess it up. That's not Sean. Look what he does. He was on the news, a couple of weeks ago, whatever, for Christmas, giving out food and pizzas. If we all just took one minute and mentor and help and offer, the whole industry changes instantly.
Yes.
Right.
And that's kind of what the SDC is about, is you get one-on-one knowledge. You get to hang out with these guys. You know, Rennie Doyle, Mike Phillips, Justin Lobato, 3 of the biggest names in the industry. I grew up watching Mike Phillips. I did YouTube channels with him. I tried to mimic what he did. Messed up a couple cars back then. But you know, those 3 guys are going to be here in Lexington, Kentucky for the SDC. Do you know how much time you get to talk to Mike Phillips at SEMA?
About 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
At the top.
Let me tell you, he's just as bad as Rennie. They're both neck and neck. When it's your turn to step up in line, it's like you're meeting a movie star. Like, what do I say now? What do I do? You get maybe 5 or 6 minutes with him because there's somebody else that wants to talk to him, wants to meet him, wants to say hi. You've seen it. You were in PNS's booth with Rennie at SEMA. I walked over to Chris and Diane. I'm like, I don't know how you do that, because I couldn't keep up with him. I mean, it's constantly somebody wants to meet him, wants to say hi to him, wants to pick his brain about something, wants to ask him a question. And you know, he lives for that. That's his whole life.
Yeah.
Industry is Rennie Doyle's life. That's what that man lives for. And I'm thankful he does, because he's put me kind of where I am too. But I want everybody to understand that this isn't about me. The SDC is about you. If you detail a car, if you clean a car, if you vacuum in your garage or in your mom's backyard, this is for you. You need to be here. I will make it affordable. I will figure out a way for you to pay me a payment plan or something, but you need to be here. You don't want to miss meeting these 2, because when the 3 of us get together,
it's magic.
It's magic. So how do they get connected? I mean, we've spent an awesome 30 minutes together. We can keep going. I mean, I always love the way our discussion, but how do they get to attend?
The most important thing is southerndetailersconference.com. Tickets are available. There's a $10 general admission. There's $150 for a VIP package that gets you 10 classes. The $225 gets you everything. That gets you t-shirts. That gets you dinner Saturday night. That gets you to the comedy show. That gets you a bunch of free swag samples we've got. And trust me, the samples and the goodies that we're giving, we're going to have to give back one of the big Christmas bags, because there's going to be so much in it. But those are the prices. You can go on there. It's under Eventbrite when you click on there. The hotel reservations are also on the website. All the information about us, what we're doing, is on the website. You can't miss that. You can also go on Facebook, Southern Detailers Conference. That is usually something post every day about that. We try to keep you up. I'm actually getting ready to post about the hotels, that the Hilton is almost sold out. Instagram, Chris does all that for me, so Instagram kind of posts that up too. And you're more than welcome to call the shop. It's 859-246-0006. Vicki is the one that you probably get to talk to through all that. She will set you up, her, Denise. I stay a little bit busy, so I let them do all that. If I do it, they're going to mess it up. They're going to yell at me.
I want to emphasize one thing you said. You said 225 for the entire weekend with 10 trainings and food and comedy shows and everything else. Yes. I mean, that is a screaming deal to invest in yourself and in your business. You got to get connected with the SDC.
That's right.
It is. I broke down everything that I spent and did while I was in SEMA, and SEMA's it's expensive because it's Vegas. I broke down everything I did in Orlando at MTE. Wasn't crazy expensive because I didn't go gambling or anything. And that's why we broke it down this way. 10 classes, dinner, swag, t-shirts. You get the book. That's something else I want to show you. I stole this from GP last year. And I just love this. And this was such a big hit for us. This is what I call the little Bible. It's a little red book, okay? This comes in your bag, and this is just a notebook, okay? Basic, plain notebook. Ask anybody that was here last year what they did with this book. They wrote down names. They wrote down Rod Jody, Road FS. I talked to those 2 guys. I got their phone numbers. You know, this little book, which I need to turn around so you see the logo, this comes with your swag bag. And this is something so valuable. I watched Ronnie Curtis's wife walk around with this, and she took notes for every manufacturer that she called. And I guarantee you, at the end of the show, I could have walked up to her and said, what Tony GP say from Last Parenting? And she'd have been like, you need to do this, this, this. You got to work on this. You need to do this. It's the little things we're trying to think
Hey,
of.
Big D, what are you doing? What are you doing over here, huh?
Tony.
Tony over here.
Tony GP, that's my boy. I love my Tony.
So,
But there's so much going on. There's so much going to happen. It is very affordable. I promise you it's very affordable. The hotel rooms for the 2 nights, you got, I think it's $145 a night, I think is what it is. But both hotels have been they should be renovated by the time you guys get here because they're redoing all of them. Lexington is bourbon and horse country. We're known for the Corvette in Kentucky. We've got so many things that you can do and see. There's a lot of food around, so you can walk and eat lunch, whatever you want to do there. I'm just trying to think, what do I need to tell you guys?
We're actually good. One of the things we're highlighting is this show. We're going to have this show. We have a booth. You've been gracious and given us a booth for this podcast. We're going to be doing podcasts live the whole time. So if somebody shows up, we get to talk to you about. Look at that. Where you came from, where are you at, how do people get a hold of you? And that's going to be going out live. I mean, to give people an idea of the reach of this, the podcast that we did with you live at SEMA, there were 13,000 people that watched it.
It's all Big D. And it's
how are you going to pay for 13,000 people to see you live? I mean, you can't. The price of admission, I mean, hell, there's not even a lap dance in that, and it's worth it, you know?
Did you see his eyes just roll back?
Let me tell you too, with what you guys are doing, if you go on the floor plan, you see the podcast right beside of Pro. That's the middle of the conference center. That's where all the action is going to be going on. But up by the main entrance, I'm hoping that me or one of you two can go up there. We're going to do the red carpet entrance too. Out in the pavilion is going to be another kind of like when you're leaving. Tell us what you thought. Where were you at on this? What'd you learn? Who'd you talk to? I really want that. The red carpet when you walk in, we're not going to be going, who are you wearing tonight or whatever. We're going to be talking about what you want to see today. What's the one person you want to meet? Who do you want to talk to the most? What product? Because I guarantee you, if it's a beginner or somebody's been doing it and they walk on that red carpet and they say, I want to meet Justin Lobato. I want to go look at Pro products. I want to see what GP's doing. I want to meet Tony. You know, think about that. There's going to be another detailer watch that and go, ooh, he met Tony. I didn't get to see that. Oh, he talked to this.
Right.
Think about it. Think about it. This is going to be nothing but fun. There's no seriousness in this. This is fun. This is for the detailer by Big D because he's crazy and goofy. But I want this to be fun. I don't want this to be serious in any way, shape, or form. I told Rennie I want you to come and relax and have fun. Go do your boots. Go talk to whoever you want to. But I want you to have fun with this. There's so many people on the East Coast that want to meet that man. Charge for that.
Well, we are counting down the days. I mean, we are really, really looking forward to it. We're actually going to be coming out a day or two early to help you with the setup so that we can, make sure that it's, we get the entire experience, but we help make it an experience for everybody else. And we're just really excited to be a small part of it. So
you guys are coming early. There's a bunch of people coming early. A bunch of my brothers are coming to help. And we've got stuff for you to do.
We work. We just ask around. We work a lot. Like you might ask some people at that Air Force One thing how bad we work. We work.
And today was kind of fun. The boys were looking at me weird because we had a couple cars show up. They're like, "What are these cars doing?" We're getting ready to choose our 11 cars that are going to be worked on in the training area. And there's everything from a '67 Camaro to a custom 2019 ZR1. The ZR1 is one of the cars we did this year that won the Kingland Concours d'Elegance show. The Ferraris, Vipers. I got a '69 Camaro, which is my absolute favorite car. That's my buddy Jason Coleman. That car is my baby, and it's going to be sitting out in the rotunda there. So these guys are getting excited. My staff's excited. That's all I talk about. Who signed up today? And something else I don't want to forget. I just realized this. Woodford Reserve, Maker's Mark, Wild Turkey, Town Branch, Jim Beam, and Four Roses. What is that, guys? Besides bourbon, what is that?
History.
Kind of. In Kentucky, we do a thing called the Bourbon Trail, and it takes 7 of the biggest bourbons in Kentucky, and you get to go around the trail and you get to taste all the bourbons. So we wanted to bring Kentucky in. So if anybody's asking why the bourbons are on there, those are now our aisles. So Woodford Reserve is aisle 1. Maker's Mark is aisles 2. Wild
That's
turkey.
awesome.
We're trying to bring as much Kentucky in this as possible so everybody gets to be a part of it and see Kentucky. I love this state. It's beautiful. When you land at the airport, if you come into Lexington, you're going to be mesmerized by all the white picket fence and all the beautiful horses that are running because they're everywhere.
That's awesome.
Something else too, before I forget, I'm going to hang up with you. Lexington Airport is literally 10 minutes that way. Cincinnati is about 45 minutes to an hour. Louisville was about the same. If you're coming into those two airports, Cincinnati or Louisville, you will have to get a car, or if you give me enough notice, I'll try to get you picked up. There is shuttle service from Lexington Airport to both of our host hotels, the Hilton and the Hyatt. I checked that this morning, and they both run shuttle services all day. But if you need something, manufacturers, you need something shipped in, get a hold of me or Vicky, ship it to the shop. We will hold it for you before the show starts. But
awesome.
Other than that, what have I forgot?
I don't know, man. We're counting down the days.
It's like I was saying the other day. If you cannot find out information on the Southern Detail Conference, you are not looking. Because all you got to do is get a hold of one of the bald guys in this room, and you're going to find out information. So get a hold of Vicky, get a hold of SouthernDetailersConference.com, go to Zenware, Road FS, call us on the phone. I don't care, smoke signals, you're going to find it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're looking forward to seeing you in about 3 months, and we are counting down. And thank you for all you do.
They just gave me goosebumps. You said 3.5 months.
Woohoo!
3.5 months, that's right.
And
I love you guys. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't ever, ever, ever think that the industry doesn't appreciate you, because I do, and I know 1,000 others that do. You know how much we love you.
Well, thank you, brother.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
And those tuning in, thank you so much for joining us. We will check you same time, same bad channel just next week.
Bye, guys.
See you, my brother.